And yes, I do realise. I was literally looking at it. I think you were just on about the square baler. Why didn't you go for the square baler? It's true. Why didn't you? I didn't. I have no idea why I didn't. This is Giants don't want the fertiliser spreader. They'd say it's not enhancing their workload or something like that. So I thought, well, I'm going to celebrate this. I'm still not having it out in the game. I've made the mod. I'd spent hours on this. It was one of the hardest mods I've ever created. If Giants can't see the fact that this is not the Razek, it's nowhere near. If I was to put the Razek next to it, which I did in a photograph that I actually uploaded to the mod to say, well, hang on a minute, this is a little bit different from the Razek that you created, as in mine almost fits there, whereas Giants really misses by a mile. This still could be a little bit wider, which I might well do, because I'm still celebrating this. I love it. It's amazing. It's a lot of hard hours and slog gone into making this. Literally, the spinner disc, that's all created literally by my own sort of fair hands in Blender, and obviously this is extrapolate. Also, you have to separate it. Each component, it's not, even if you take it into Blender, it's not as simple as people think. You just like whiz it all in, and it's not separated. You've got to rip it to pieces, tear everything out, and then rebuild it and put it into separate bits again. Or at least that's the way that I know how to do it so far. I've not found a better way myself. There may be, again, a more advanced modder may know tricks, and that's the part of modding. You do learn these little things, but at the minute, as I said, this is a... my wires don't go anywhere. That's bad. Yeah, so again, as I thought, well, I'm going to celebrate this. I'm going to put a really nice graphics on it to make it really sort of pretty and BI it a little bit. So there you go, the BI fertiliser, rejected by Giants, but certainly not by me. So no, you shall be seeing this on my Let's Plays at the very least, but I do apologise. Giants say it's not worth actually bothering about. So now then, whatever the reason that we did what we did, we've obviously got the round bed. Did we leave the round bed or did we bring it down? I can't remember whether we left it up at the shop, because we do need baling done, don't we, really? Oh, we got the, yeah, we've got that MA7 tonner as well. So please tell me we did buy the baler, didn't we? So, or we've still got it in the sales and we've not bought it yet? No, we must have bought it. I think I remember rightly, it arrived on one of the fields right close to where I am now, and I need to retrieve it if I remember rightly. We were lucky. Yeah, it's not actually on the... we will actually use this. It hasn't had much airplay, really. Yeah, I'm finished Rizu Forest. So Pallegney is the European map at present. Obviously it's a very, very advanced, in a very, very advanced sort of state of play. So we are running another year on it. So it's not like just suddenly going to end. Yeah, we're literally going to like... I also would like to do animals the next thing, because otherwise it's not worth me doing it. I'm trying to follow as closely as possible the original Pallegney where I did the start from scratch. Obviously some of the productions were not available. I didn't do those. Did I repair this? No, I didn't. Let's get this repaired. So obviously some of these are my own contraptions. I found out quite a bit in Rizu Forest. Yeah, we also need to get those done as well. It came to my attention that if you use similar productions, they do strange things. I already knew about the storage sort of bit of a bug in the game. I figured that one out in FS25. We'll repair you too. And you. Fantastic. So we need to set this going. And we will then get the... oh, now did I think I did courseplay. But I didn't courseplay this one. No, we can't go over that field or we're going to wreck it. Okay, so we've also done our 2 of our crops for, I think, did I do a barley and a wheat? I think it makes sense. Or I did do that. Yeah, I did. So we've got a barley and a wheat for next year. The rest we're going to do like as we could. I'm hoping we can afford another field, but really animals now. It's a very tight window of opportunity for me to get this done. So no, this one should be right. I might have to manually take over this myself and actually get some of this done, I think. But it does look vaguely like it does follow the pattern. So field 65, I keep going old school. Field 65 is what we're looking for. And it was a 6-meter header. and we want to load the course. So we'll set this going on first. We do though, I want to like set this, I think I already did it, I think the bail size I set already. Let's have a quick look. Let's get rid of you for a minute. Let's just have a look. I'm sure I set it to 180s already. Oh, I didn't. There we go. Although, isn't this the ones that go higher? Yes. Now we're going to just set it at that. I don't know how big these actually go to. I don't want them to be too monstrously unrealistic that they're like so monstrous that they. Yeah, I mean, used to have that on. Oh, I've got a minute. 66 is what we're after, not 65. I would have literally wrecked my crop, although it wouldn't have done. But yeah, so 66 is the one we're wanting, not 65. My bad. 66, 6 meter, clear, load. Now this one should be first wave. Yeah, now that looks a lot more realistic. That looks more like where we're going to. So we'll leave that running and trundling along while we get on with doing some loading and unloading. Did we do the fertilising for those two fields? I think we did, but we should check. I'm sure I did look at this. So precision farming, we did the scanning. pH is looking fairly decent. Yeah, we did. I thought we did. Yeah, because I was worried about this, but it really is just the soil type. If you look back at that, oh, well, it wouldn't take. I literally ran all the way down there with the fertilizer spreader, and that never did any change. So whatever's gone wrong with it, precision farming isn't quite right. It's not it all. It's been changed to such an extent that it's not the precision farming that I know at all. Which it could be that too. I mean, I love the tram lines. That I do like, but there's certain bits that are definitely different now than grass. While we're here this close, I think that's the last one we did on the last session. So we need to be grabbing, 10. We could be in. Let's grab like 10 tons of grass. We also need to grab the Outtech, which is our chosen poison for this. I'm sure the IC is like. Let's have a quick look. I want to shut that door. It's driving me crazy. Yeah, what it's amazing what one person's favourite thing is other person hates, and it is true. So I mean, that's just me normal, front and, going up and down. So, tip side, stop engine, right, is that one as well. Toggle steering mode, both together. Both together. Right, there we go. Oh, that's open. Both together. Shut. Right, fantastic. Right. Yeah, it really was bugging me. I just hate seeing things like that. I know some people love that kind of feature. I'm not a massive fan. I did. Obviously, the vehicles support the IC mod. I don't think I've even got IC in because I don't like it. Again, and it's just a personal preference. I'm not saying the idea is sound, but it's just as creating content. I find it gets in the way a little bit. For me personally, now it needs to be a little bit more that way. I think. I can't remember what tips like we were either. It doesn't really. Right, so we'll grab that little lot. Now then, let's have a look at the rope maker. Is got plenty in. I believe so as the bionic spinny tailer has also got plenty in too. I think we've got quite a lot in storage. But yeah, this is now knocking up quite a bit, which is good, and it is on nicely, and it's got plenty of wool. But I think that's where we're going to take this. I'm trying to think. I don't think there is anything else that we could sort of do. The only other thing would be a bionic rope maker that we could do, which would bring in quite a lot of cash. It would be almost like the one that we had at the beginning where we tweaked it, and obviously it's now. It sort of catches me out every single time. I think we'll go 3 high. The sheep are agreeing, no more than 3 high, definitely. Yeah, I've also tweaked the cow barn. I got told off by the board for it being a bit too messy. They said, what were we thinking of, like, showing that BI is a cheapskate company. I mean, they obviously know that they're trying to be reasonable for farmers to make things, and they usually use reclaimed materials, but they said that there are also some models that we've got that don't use reclaimed materials, that they also wish me to show off a little bit. So let's go and stick these in. I'm not sure I've got those top two. And this is a bit tall for even for the Outtech. Yeah, should have gone too high. That's bad. Apologies, everybody. It's me saying I go for ultimate realism and then I'll go like massively 3 high. That's that goes against the claims of me, but it's an oversight rather than a legit thing. So let's stick this in the Spinny Tailor, which I've still got the old. Yeah, you can see I've changed the body. I've gone back to the proper one that I wanted. So the Spinny Tailor is now as it should be. Didn't we go bionic? We did. We just said that. I'm not even listening to myself. Right. I do believe we have got some. Yeah, I think it's easy for us to palletise these, to doing it as pallets, because that way I don't need to worry about like filling and leaving them. So yeah, I think we'll do that. My flatbed's almost ready. I'm at the stage where with the flatbeds I am trying to sort the animation out. The last step, my light bar, I had it working, then I broke it, so I need to fix that again. But it's coming on. It's almost to the point where I've got a couple of diffusers on it, a couple of graphics, but so far it's not. None of them are like to my liking. So yeah, I've got plenty of nice textures. They're just not fitting right, and they don't look right. So I've got to. I think I might blenderize them and go into Blender. And no, we don't want this. We want that. Yeah, because you can literally pull the. No, I won't get too technical. You can basically control how big the graphics is on the thing, and that's what I need to do to make it so the pattern is at the right size for the actual body of the trailer. So I have got one that sort of has got it on, and that does look alright. One of them that I think I've taken that out. So it's not so much this, but we will get this done too. I think we did as well. I am right. We did on the enhanced mill. We do want to be sticking the rice flour on, don't we? Oh, we have. We have stuck that on. So yeah, it's got 4,000 litres. So we want to be getting all of this done. I'm going to go into a time lapse though, because there's going to be a lot of loading and stuff like that. I am in time going to make this also into bigger things. So because I do quite like using the greenhouses as we have in Pallegney. So I intend on doing this on quite a few Let's Plays. I used it on here and Oakbridge. I thoroughly enjoyed having grapes on a British map, which is believable if that was in a greenhouse, which I know that's true because I had a customer in Sutton-on-Sea when I was a window cleaner many years ago. I literally did the windows of a guy who'd got a massive greenhouse specially for a vine. And he grew grapes and actually made wine. Like that was his thing, and that was his hobby sort of thing, and that's what he did very, very well every single year. So yes, let's get this lot in. Right, anyway, time-lapse time. Yes, and we'll see you guys and gals on the other side. why are we not seeing vehicles? We've just seen that. Why are we not seeing some vehicles? Why is that not showing? It's all on. Again, weird glitches. I've seen this before, and I thought it was me going mad because it was... Yeah, I mean, literally the tools are on. Vehicles, I've switched it on and off in case it was that. We can't actually see any on any of these screens. So I know some of them you're not supposed to be able to see some things, but you're not even seeing the active worker. He's disappeared. This is a game glitch. We haven't got any terrible errors. There's no red writing on there. So this is a Giants thing again. Something else that has been broken by Giants. With these updates, we've got nice new shiny tractors, and the game's still broken, or broken even worse. It's terrible. It really is. I'm calling it out. It is. I'm sick to death of like pulling my punches but it is just a disgrace. It is probably the worst game in all the entire series that I've ever known, with more errors. It's heavier than it ever has been. It does seem to be less heavy. There's not so much jerking today. That is a big improvement. I mean, I've got to obviously give Giants that it's not an easy thing. This is a very complicated game, and as a modder, I appeared under the bonnet a little bit more than as a player, and it is very complicated. And what Giants have done is quite amazing, but their customer service is absolutely the most lousy. They remind me of other arrogant companies that don't pay any attention to their customers at all. It's disgraceful, and the way that they sort of treat you as a modder is disgraceful also. Yeah, the comments that you make, the undertone more than anything is quite disgraceful. If I screenshotted the way, you could imagine the tone being quite horrible, really. You know, it's yeah, especially that one of the first ones that I really did rile me on the very first comment I got from one of the mods people that's actually making the comments. I'm thinking, you know, this is I've never modded before, and you give me a horrible comment like that. I'm like thinking, it was almost like, why are you bothering here, like doing modding? Not quite that bad, but it was really that bad. It was terrible. Right, anyway, let's get on with the... It just you know, like, it's just not... really isn't good at all. We're nearly finished. Let's just do this out the time lapse now rather than like for hour. Yeah, I think we can manage these. So quite a bit really. We've not really been not paying attention, but to be honest, it did have plenty in as well. So it's one of those things that you don't always need every single time to actually do this all of the time. But I do think I'm right. If I'm going to do this one especially, the olives and grapes one, because I've done the olives and grapes production, I think I will definitely, at least for this greenhouse, make these 5,000 litre pallets. It'll be easier to transport around like with this, yeah, than as it is at present where they're 1,000 litres. Now I could have sworn that the grapes were 2,000 litres, but they're 1,000 litre again now, so I'm not sure whether again this is something that Giants has changed. So yeah, I might well do the grapes and the olives again, and actually make this one. I've done quite a few greenhouses. I also do like the rice one as well, so yeah, maybe that one too, because it's ideal for... Rice is not the easiest thing to grow. I would like to do some more, but now I do intend on making a harvester for the rice. These straps are really... Yeah, my straps are too close, so these are well away. I mean, we know this sort of grab it, but it's a bit... Right, this does still lurch. Yeah, there's about a second and a half of, like, inactivity whilst it, like, picks up speed, and then it lurches into action. That's why I call it the lurcher, is it literally does it. It still does. I didn't notice it to begin with, but I really... Yeah, now I get in and I'm like... Will you go? And then it like literally lurches into action. So I'm going to still call it the lurcher. It's it just is. It probably is the gear ratio that it's supposed to have. So I mean, I'm not having a go. I'm just going to give it a fond name of the lurcher. I'm not going to take it out. I'm very fond of it, but you know, this is going to be tricky to do, isn't it? With this, yeah, this is what I was saying about this trailer. It's a little bit long. That's why I'd like to have mine. Well, I suppose we could like buy the... I think actually we are owed one. We did have mine. I think I've probably switched it off. Yeah, I probably have. So we are owed one. So I think what we'll do is after this... no, I was reversing, so I was going forwards. got narrows on this one. I'm not sure, so I don't want to risk it. It's a very long trailer. This is what we had difficulty with this before. It was the making it turn around corners because it's long, not because there's anything wrong with the trailer. I'm not having to go to the trailer. It is a fantastic trailer, I've got to be honest. I'm quite impressed with it. But yeah, that's because it's going around on a hilly type thing and it's not wanting to turn because of the terrain. Yeah, but that's what I mean. I've run out of space already. So some of it's the terrain, admittedly, but we're going to have to do it this time anyway, no matter what. It's going to have to be a... Wow, it's struggling to go reverse. I think we're going to have to go the other way. I think we're going to have to like turn it like that and then... Ooh, why are we like... Stopping. It's the lurcher. It is. Yeah, there's this lurchiness about it. Probably for once get away with this trailer, and this is why we don't want to be using this trailer again, because it's just impossible to use it in the space we've got. That's my mind. I do quite like mine. The other thing is I do realise that mine's 3 abreast. This is only 2 and a bit. You could almost get 3 but not quite. That's one thing I really liked about my trailer. What am I hitting something? Oh, I'm hitting the actual, yeah, I'm hitting the thing. It's in that as we do it quickly, we might just graze, and then of course we're going to be too long again. Yeah, it sort of lurches constantly, like when you it's nice to see these go inside here like they didn't used to do. So yeah, that's, wow, this is so long. So if you're sort of cheap by ramming, and I know you would do this in real life, but yeah, apologies. We just this is why I left it out on the sidelines for a bit, because I realised that it wasn't really, we couldn't use it on this particular map. And there are lots of maps where you need a small to medium trailer rather than a long one like this. Well, I didn't consider it a really long one, but it really is a little. With the ramps, this is what I keep saying about this particular design, where they've got the ramps like on top like that. Was it 82 Studios that did the one that I really liked? I think it was. 82 Studios is a bit of a whiz. Oh, let's go backwards now. What I need to do is reverse. Ooh, the lurch is not helping here. Right, finally. Right, we really want to be sticking this out of the way. So we're not tempted to use it again, not because it's not a good trailer, because it's not a good trailer for the map, really. It's a poor choice, because it's too long, the ramps are too long, and then it makes us turn in circle too bad. So I think we're going to repay by mine. I know it's not expensive anyway, but it's more the principle of the fact that we'd already bought it, and obviously I've just changed models. So we're going to literally, no, let's take this further away. To stick in. Really want to. I think what we'll do is we'll sell it, not because I don't like it, as I say. It really is for the fact that when we'll sell it where it is, it's not because, and it really isn't because I don't like it. I do like it. It's just not suitable for what we're trying to do on here. So it's the Brandt deck over. Let's sell you for 7727. We knew we weren't going to make a lot for it, and then we want to grab my trailer, block by an object again. Sometimes they get out of it. He did last time. We can't see him. This is a game. The game's glitched. It's not even showing the active worker. So again, this is another Giants issue. We've got to literally go the whole length of the field and look for it manually to see where is it. And then we've got to run to it because he's not showing on the map. He's actually freed himself. So again, it's ridiculous. It really is. And obviously some of them are actually showing. I mean, yeah, most of them are. It's that because it's attached to something else, seemingly is not visible. So, I mean, that is still down to Giants. Right, anyway, yes, let's not moan anymore. Right, so let's... It is griping me a bit, I've got to be honest. It really is. I keep saying this. I've said it on Rezo Forest. I've had moments where I've like thought, oh, do I carry on? Is this fun? Is this like, you know, like what you consider to be fun anymore. And I'm like thinking, well, a lot of the time no, but I do create content for more than just to have a bit of fun. So I carry on, and I'm loving the modding as well. So between the two of them, it's sort of keeping me sane a little bit. Right, so then have we... No, we need to... Yeah, we're going to buy my trailer. We did already do that. We're going to do it again. So then, let's grab... And we will just pay for it. We'll just do a swap. But that way there's no kind of skullduggery or... Now, I think I've taken one of them out. One of them's the right and one of them's the wrong. That's the wrong. That should be the right, with the bar at the back, which I don't think is quite right yet. Oh, it is. It is quite right. You fixed it. So I did this. Did I? Or is this one might be right? And the one I've got in my testing folder is wrong. Right, okay, so this is it. With lights and all. Now, one of the lights is just a model, and one of them actually does work. It's literally, yeah. But it really is almost where I want this to be now. It's two-wheeled like I originally wanted it, which means it doesn't need the stability of a second wheel. It also rests on that post when it's at rest, and it also doesn't roll around. So it's got the animation. Is this its attacher in the right place? No, this also is not quite in the right place. This needs to be shifted a little. This does actually work, but this outer one, the real one, is actually stuck behind there. This is, I actually put this on the model, just the plastic of the model. I was trying to figure out how I've made this all work, and I have sort of done that now. This one does actually flash. I think I might have it the wrong way round. I think I've got the back at the front and the front at the back. You can still see the lights, but I don't think I've got it right. So, but it did it for now. Plates almost in the right place. But I've also got in the testing one, I've got the one with the ramps underneath, which will come underneath that bar. It does work actually alright, so that one's the one that's in testing. I'd like to just see if the position of the bar is in the right place, or whether it hovers over nothing. Yeah, it does. It doesn't quite go, it like comes up a little bit. I've tried to do something about that in the other one, so I need to like just tweak that one last time to make that at least go down to the ground. But apart from that, this is actually almost, this is almost there now. Yeah, obviously it's definitely got a bit of a strangeness going on with that, but I'm happy. It's quirky. I'm happy with quirky. Everything works. Its width is quite phenomenal. It is 3 meters, so it's a little bit bigger than almost all, which means you can go 3 abreast with pallets. You can absolutely ram-pack this full of stuff. And for saying it's a small to medium, you can get the largest header in the game on it, half of it, so that the overhang is okay, which is why I don't want my things going up in the way, because then you can't use it in that way as an overhang. So I did sort of try and think of this model very early on to get it right, and it's almost there now. So I will be releasing this on the model, probably for Giants to reject as well, but I don't see why there's other ones going in like this. I'm going to make the quality of it a little better. I was looking at the quality of the mods going into the model, and I was thinking how very skilled the modders are at making things look good. Again, this, I'm going to finish that and polish it off towards the end, but I've got my lights on now, I've got my shock support, not that it did anything, and I've got that which really does put brake force on it too, and the electrics and everything all working. The animations are good on this, the straps are all in the right place-ish. I mean, up close, yeah, maybe a little bit of tweaking. Again, this you've got no reference point. It's so easy to go too far, and then this one is one of the few almost perfect ones. Yeah, that one's a little too high. That one's perfect. That one's a little not far enough. That one's not low enough. That one's not far enough. Not far enough. You see what I mean? This is, and I've done this many times. Sometimes you go in, and also the updates can actually play around with these. Yeah, the position can slightly move just because of an update. So it's not all. It does need tweaking. I will do it, but again, that'll be the type of thing that I think Giants would like to know. We're not having your mod if it's not quite polished. they have very high expectations. But well, you say that, but the original Razek was actually far worse than mine. But yeah, this was actually better because it actually almost fits, whereas actually the Giants one doesn't fit at all. Right, so then how are we doing on that field? Now we got, we have, it's showing now. So I think we're going to take over and do this ourselves because like there's a lot of missing bits. And how big are the bales? Now we've got the, yeah, I do realise I was looking in editing at the last session. I thought you specifically mentioned that the ARM team had like got the new square baler. Why didn't you get the square baler? I did think, well, yeah, it's true, I did say that, but I'm still unsure. I've never had it yet. If I get it, like, I probably won't get it in sales. It's too reasonable already. You don't really need to do that. But what I thought was that these bales are like you can decide on the size of them. I quite like that. So I thought, well, let's go with this. I really would like to. And I thought, well, we would sort of manage to do a swizzle with almost not to be losing out. So I'll go with what I sort of did, but it wasn't necessarily a very wise thing to do. I could have actually done it with a square baler and actually two birds, one stone and tested that out because I've not had it in FS25. I was hoping the ARM team would actually release it because it was one of my favourite go-tos on a start from scratch when we've got very little money. They really are. An old baler like that really does do the trick very nicely, so glad they've done it, glad they've released it. Time-lapses. We have got the other fields to do. I'm going to set that trundling, I think, because there's no rush. We can just keep this trundling through the next few sessions. Obviously with a courseplay worker every time, but it will do. But if we finish this one field off, that would be a good place, and then we'll grab on one of the work sessions, we'll grab the bales off the field with our new bale loader. Yes, look forward to using that. I do love the Atlas, and it is again another one of those Giants things that actually did quite shock me that they did and allowed, because it's quite reasonable. It's not like most of the things that are very, very expensive. So yes, I am quite pleased with the modding. More on the placeables, which I've got more expertise with the placeables than I have with the. I'm doing exceptionally advanced placeables, which is a nice place to be. Oh, I thought I'd lifted me pickle. Apologies, everybody. Yeah, but obviously my vehicles, again, I've done quite a bit, but I'm still have to think about it, and still there's quite a lot of elements that I'm really not, even on a basic level, that I'm sort of struggling with, although I've got me liquid tankers about there. I just would like to do my trailer. I'd like to do a trailer from scratch. I might do the same as I did with my mower. I used a template. I used a Giants and then built mine around the template, a little bit like using stabilizers as a kid. And I think, well, really as a modder, really shouldn't you do that to begin with? I'm basically hiding the original Giants model, but using it and switching it on inside the i3D as a bit of a reference, so I can actually keep looking at the original to see, well, how did they do that? It's obviously for a similar vehicle, so I'm going to be using a trailer, probably my trailer that we actually have already used, but use it again. Well, yeah, I'd do a very, very large like I have done. I might just, I think I deleted it in a fit of peak a few weeks ago, so I might need to do it all over again. But yeah, I think I'm going to do that. It seems to be more sensible than literally starting from absolutely nada, which is quite a difficult thing to do. It is for something like a trailer. Trailers are very, very complicated. But to be honest, I was looking at a baler earlier. They are very complicated as well. Very complicated. There's a lot of animations, an awful lot of animations on these, the pickups and all of those type of things. Each one of those is another animation. So yeah, these are quite complicated little critters that you don't necessarily, or I didn't necessarily think that it would be as complicated as they are, but they really are very, very complex. So again, I can learn a trick or two from looking at the baler. I say, because it's really the animations that I'm
moving on, so I'll be glad when I can do the ramps. I'm using the TPS because my ramps do the same thing. So I was looking at the maths earlier, and I was partially way through it. I was just seeing how Sariga did his start and his finish, and I thought, yeah, I get that. I get my rotations. I get where it starts. I get where it finishes. But then I just thought, oh, I'm really tired. I just can't do this kind of like battling today. Why don't we leave it and pick it up another day? I will do it hopefully over this weekend. I'll get it done because I would really like to. It's obviously been one of those things that I've had on the go for an awful long time, but I knew as a modder I wasn't up to doing the animations right back at the beginning. I knew a little bit, but now I've done a few animations, I get them a little bit more, and again, still have to think about it a lot, but again, I'm doing it by keep repeating the steps over and over, and I keep backing up because I keep breaking them, and then I go in and I'll get one that I've like got already that I backed up, and I'll pick it up again because I know I've got a backup. So and I'm glad I did. It was a very sensible thing to do the way that I did it, with breaking i3Ds quite frequently as I do. And it's not always your fault. Even Lambo says that. Sometimes you just go into an i3D and it just throws the fit at peak and it's broken and you'll not fix it. I've literally spent hours on one of the models of my trailer, and there's no rhyme or reason why it looks perfect until you put something on its back, and then it likes to throws a temper tantrum. And no matter what you do, I must have an entire morning, about 3 hours on a modding session where literally that's all I did was look at the trailer, and I literally checked everything against other similar trailers. Everything was spot on, but it's broken. You go out into the game, and as soon as you try to put something on its back, it starts to cavort around as if like it's not going to it doesn't like what. And yet if I use a similar model, the same almost before I did it, it's absolutely fine. So it really is, that particular model is just broken. That particular i3D, it's broken, and I've got to throw it away and like go to one of my backups, which is a shame because obviously I did an awful lot of work in it, but it's no good using a broken one. It's broken. You really have got to just throw it away. So it really does teach you a lesson when you're modding, that really do back up your work frequently. And I should know that as an IT tech anyway. It's one of those sort of things that you really should, in any sort of form of work, do a backup, but especially if you're modding, because it really is that volatile is the best word I can sort of think of it. Right, so we've got almost all of this end done. Says as he finds another lot. Oh, some more. And then it's not back into the drink. I think I'd like to get through to October, just to sort of see how we're doing with everything. I'm trying to tweak all my placeables, like to get them all. I think I've done all the placeables, but there's going to be tweaks still, because I'm trying to use like 5,000 litre pallets for a lot of things that I use constantly in Let's Plays, whether that's butter, because I tend to be using the water buffalo almost exclusively in almost every Let's Play, because I really love that. How good they are. They might have a low yield, but they are super duper for making butter. So I just tend to think, well, I'm going to use the water buffalo. But that you can use obviously the goats. They're very good too, and also so are the normal milkers, because they do cheese. So it's all much of a muchness really. But I just fell in love with the water buffaloes right at the beginning, and I've almost exclusively, apart from Sri Lanka, actually had those, and also on Labour Hill, because you get given. Very kindly get given some calves, Swiss and I was going to say Frisians then. That's a throwback to being a kid. Yeah. I can't think of the name. Yeah, it'll come to me. I'm not going to sweat it. It's Friday. My words always are a bit of a struggle on a Friday. They're slow to come to my mind. It is one of those things as you get older. I've been speaking to other people of a similar age to myself. One of the deputy managers at one of our services, and she was saying she was exactly the same. It's just, you know, you get to a certain age and you get tired and your words you start to learn like how to adapt and to try not to, you know, like show the fact that you've forgotten or that you can't bring it to mind because it's a bit embarrassing. But it is just, I mean, young people also get it to a degree, but just not obviously. Or as you get older, it's those as what people call the senior moments, and it really is just a slowness for words to pop. I do love the bales. Now there's the different, you know, there's really faded bales and then there's really bright bales, and the palettes likewise, giants of. Again, there's a lot of little details that are good. This actually feels better today than it has done. It's more, there's not so much staggering, so Giants seem to have addressed that a little bit, but they keep on addressing things and then they break it again, and the next time they do an update, and then I say manure's broken again. I don't know if it's been fixed in the background, because obviously this feels different to a couple of days ago, and there's been no update that you can see, so there could have been an invisible one, which we have got almost all the way through FS25, where something didn't work and then all of a sudden it worked the next session, but you were conscious that you'd not had a proper update. So I think that's about it. I don't think we've got much more, so we shall set this going on field 68, which I think almost completely. There will be a bit of cleanup because I know I did take over a bit, although I did try, I don't know that I did try to stick to the lines. I'm not sure that I did, but there'll be a bit of cleanup definitely. So 68. And while this is trundling, we'll crack on. So first waypoint, yes indeed. We've lost. Oh, we haven't. I thought I'd take the 6 metre out, but it's still here. Yeah, I took the Roller Christie out, but obviously I didn't. I thought I had. I may have reloaded it again. Yeah, the bottom line is obviously now I've got Ridiculous Dominic. That sort of becomes a moot issue. The Ridiculous Dominic one is so ridiculously fantastically priced that it's I tend to nearly always go for it. Again, some of it are priced, but other is the fact that it's a very well designed bit of kit, because you can use it as a 3 metre plough collapsed, or you can use it as a 10.5 metre, which is almost, it's not Black Sheep Moddings, it doesn't do the little one anymore. The 12 metre used to have, where the middle section acted as a plough when it was folded. It doesn't do that in FS25. It's folded and that's your lot. So yeah, again, it's one of those things that's not quite how you'd like it. So I think we're okay for tractors now on here. I think we've obviously we've crossed that bit where we've gone. Did we shift? We shifted some of the wool, didn't we? But not all of it. I agree totally. Right, yeah, we do need to shift a bit more, definitely. Let's grab some. Or did we start in September and I'm confusing myself? It does happen. Yeah, the other thing is, what is the honey and everything worth? I think it's a little bit further on. Yeah, it was all in red. There was not very little in green. The only things in green are grape juice, but yeah, and pig food, which is always in green. And rope is also in green. But the grape juice, now that is worth us doing. We really do need to do that. So, with that in mind, I think we ought to go down and get that. And that'll be the last thing we do this session, I think. I think we'll take this down with this, because space is not at a premium. And now, the beautiful thing about this now is you can let it go without it wandering around. This will be a real test to sort of show you all like what has happened since the last time we used this, when it was wandering around into the drink a lot. It should now. not be like that anymore. I do love this, it really is amazing, and this is exactly what I always wanted it to be like in the very early days when I first did it, and then it was unstable, and I thought, I think I need an extra 2 wheels to add a bit of stability. I also thought they might break a bit, but they didn't. But you can add brake force. I've seen it now. Again, these are things you learn as you sort of go, let's give them a few seconds before I panic. It is true about the forks, though. You do see different fork drivers. I obviously pay attention to real life drivers, and I've seen telehandlers. A lot of them actually angle them up like that. Yeah, as well. But there isn't, I think I miss CLP mentioned that, but there isn't really a right or a wrong way to do this. Some do that. But you could still spike someone in the head, really, if you did them like that. So, right, want to indicate. And we shall see if when we drop this, so we need, now we would, yeah, this is true. Want to see if this can also reverse round. Now obviously the terrain, again, it's mainly for the let's just see, can we, yeah, it's the terrain is defeating a little bit, and as it did the brand, and that was not the brand's fault, the same as it's not that. But just because this is a little bit smaller, it does actually definitely make a difference. Now I'm going to just quickly tweak that terrain so that it is better for us all year round, because this, obviously we can't like go over the crop normally. So let's just soften that little edge there to make it a little bit more friendly towards going down there and actually going around like that way like that, because it is sort of twisting us a little. Right, fantastic. So then let's go a bit forward and just push that a little bit further back, and then we'll grab. Now this is not really a very good test of it, is it? Because it's a very uneven the way that the ground is on this particular bit, but it is actually working. Not that I would have expected this to wander at all anyway. I may as well grab the ropes as well. So we're doing about 2 of these a day. I think it's true, we might even go for a super. We might even go really big, so that we really are doing this at its best. Let's stick this in. Bread is December, January, so we should still be on time for that. Fantastic. Right, so we want to grab the oils out of the way. This is a bit messy. Ooh, it is a bit messy. We need to soften that, don't we? That's definitely bad. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do this, because we sort of got to have a meeting of the two a little, but I think we could probably do a better job than that. Wow, that's a bit bad. Right, can we level that there? No, we need to be level from about here, I would say. We'll level to that to begin with, and then we'll smooth it after we've got these, because they're going to like be buried again if I don't do this sort of nail this away. So let's just grab the oils. Let's try and move them out of the way a little bit. So I think we missed the boat on the oils. Ooh. Got the raisins. Yeah, we need to stick these, I think, at the top. Probably the safest place for them. Could pick them up at the side of the road then, I reckon, when it's time to pick them up. I know in real life you wouldn't do that, because there's going to be tea leaves that come and move them straight away. Right, we also need to be not doing that. Let's just tell this we want to keep the oils in, because at the minute we make grapes and oils. We want oils not to spawn anymore. We want to keep. And we'll do these keep, even though we're not doing them at the minute. And we are doing that at the minute. Keep. Well, actually, it was the rice oil that we were doing. So, again, that was the rice that I was going to do in this. That's right. So the grape juice we do want to spawn. Pig food doesn't spawn anyway. And the raisins, yeah, they can spawn. So they shouldn't spawn anymore now. Let's see if we can grab. The one thing, another thing that I've got to mention that giants have improved, and that is the fact that pallets used to only spawn, only be taken if they were the right way round, which is quite annoying because invariably sometimes as you're loading and unloading, one of them goes the wrong way round. It didn't used to recognise it in FS22. FS25, it doesn't care, and I like that. I think that's a massive improvement on the way it was handled in FS22. So there are some things, as small as they may seem, they are actually quite major, but I think they are quite large improvements. I'm trying to be balanced with giants. They're not the devil incarnate or anything. I think their customer service definitely is shocking. Yeah, the support of the people that have put them where they are, which yeah, it's, again, a lot of it, the giants wouldn't have done as well as they've done if they hadn't have created a great product, and I think we all recognise that. It's just that I'm not sure that this is the very best that they have ever done. To me, it's the very worst they've ever done so far, but I can see if they did turn this around, then it could be the very best. I can see the possibility going forwards that it really could be the best, but right now, this very minute, I certainly don't think it's the best at all. Right then, let's get these oils out of the way, because they shouldn't spawn anymore. Then we'll do a bit of softening. We'll grab all of those and we'll sell this lot, and I think that makes a fairly decent session, really. Yeah, I mean, this is sort of, it looks worse than it did, but I think it's more functional now that we've actually done this to it. I just want to smooth this so that it's sort of like better. So it's multi-layered. It always needed to be that, really, to be proper. Obviously, it was all done on lots of different layers, and it was a bit messy. It's still a bit messy, but you'll never get away with that, because it really is on different levels, so there's not much you can do about that, really. It was, again, that, as I say, working on fields where the levels are like all out of kilter, but you've got no choice, because that is the playground that it's that old saying about the cards, you've got to deal with the hand that's dealt, or use the hands that are dealt to you, and it's true. Likewise, you have in Farm Simulator, this is your field, this was our playground. We had no choice but to put down things on this field because it's all we had. But when you consider where we have gone now, it really isn't quite bad, it's really quite good. Let's see if we can grab that. Not sure if it's going to fall. It is. Oh. I think we're best to just like quit while we're ahead and just stick them on. Yes. Yeah, we'll have a bit of a go at this because it really is a mess. We'll just grab these, and then we'll just do a bit of softening just to make this for the future a better sort of place to work in. Because at the minute it's a bit messy. I thought I'd get you, but you're not. Fantastic. It's been like that for a long time. I remember when we did this and I thought, it's messy, but really, again, we had very little choice. So it's going to fall, but I think we're okay. Or we're not. It is at quite a bad angle, actually, when you look at it. I wasn't sure we'd get that one. Yeah, they do, obviously, especially the 5,000 litre ones, they fall about how they should do, where the weight of them really pulls them sort of how they should be. Right, let's grab that out. Strap everything down and take it off, but I just want to clear this, smooth this area a bit. And yeah, the amount of times I've done that, the grades. Let's just grab that line. Should be alright then. I think it should be okay. Yeah, this grate here, the amount of times I've done this, I soften it and then I loosen it, and it's just a bit, just a little bit of like erasing just around the back and the front. And then you level it because you can see that you've gone a bit too far, and then it just takes it straight away. You're softening it. That's it, we've just got the rim straight back. It's just that terrible. Definitely needs doing that quite. Oh wow, it's a very powerful tool. Got to be careful so you lose the thing. Let's just soften that a little. I just like to. Wow, it is very powerful. Yeah, I think we might need to like lift that slightly. Oh, we have as well. Yeah, I've done a few of those where they've lost their... Wow. And that's what you get. Wow. Oh yeah, we have done a lot. That is, wow, that seriously did have to do some damage. And that's probably why I left it last time, was because of your... I think we're going to have to leave that like that. It's going to have to have a look a bit horrible, because it's with the game mechanics as they are, you can't do it without losing the that really. Let's just have a quick look around here while we're doing this. Just like to maybe that's not the right thing. Maybe level. Yeah, I think that'll have to be like that, I think. At least the chevrons areas are fairly decent. Right, blocked again. Are we seeing the tractor this time, or are we not? I think this is probably not a bad place to leave you, actually, because we're about to... I suppose we could really set it going there. I think it's going to need me to do a bit of cleanup anyway, if I'm honest, so... See if I've already done that road. Yeah, looks like it has. Just set it going this away. Just while we carry on this last little bit, while we sell. At least it's doing another couple of bales. And then we're going to sell that, and then that is it, I think. Not a bad session. Oh, it's still a bit better. Yeah, there's not quite such the rim that there was. So let's sell this. So the oils are not... Yeah, they're June time. We missed it, if I remember rightly. That was my fault. The raisins, I'm not sure that they're good now, but we've got them on now, so it's just we're going to have to sell them, and we really do want to be angling those down. Fantastic. That's a little bit more healthy. I mean, we're not making an absolute fortune. We are, you know, we are making quite a few thousand on a monthly basis, which is where any business would like to be, really. So again, and it is hard economy. So I'm quite happy with that 90,577. We do need to stick our animal enclosure down. I'm trying to think where we're going to actually... The centre of the farm really is this area here. I'm thinking to steal a bit of field 68. And for once not going too badly. Or there is 66 likewise as this end here. I think it's fairly... Let's have a look. Let's have a bit of a wander. Let's have a bit of fun just before we scoot. Actually, it has been a long session. We'll do it next session. We'll have a bit of a wander around. But I'm thinking this sort of goes up quite quickly. We need a patch of field where it's not like elevating off sort of quickly. Yeah, this goes up a lot there. It would cost us a fortune to level. And this one likewise. Here, on this side here is bad. Closer down here though, we also ought to have a look at the types of soil that it is, because we don't want to be like taking one of our best fields. Yeah, actually that's low. Now that's not a bad area, because that's the worst bit of field we've got. So 49 is not a bad thing to do, because this is silt. This is vile soil and would make a very, very good place just to stick the animals down. Should we have a bit of a Taz and see? Also, you get to see my new... Yeah, we'll start on the left-hand side. I think we probably will have to level this. I don't think we can afford it today. But we can at least show this. It's definitely a different model to what it has been in the past. Land is not owned by you. It really is. So it really is more about... So it would go there. So we just have to level quite a bit. We might take a bit of the field. So that is a go. We'll get that all cleaned up. I think it will go here. And then it's very, very close to where we are, the actual farmyards. So that's my next thing. And then... it's more fields. I'm trying to stick to what we did to before. We had 69, I think we had 70 and 71. I amalgamated these two. Did I? I don't know that I had 71. I had 70 definitely. We had these two and we joined them into one much, much bigger field instead of the long one. So how much are we talking? 265 and 272, so quite a lot. 500 odd thousand. Yeah, so that's definitely for future expansion. But animals, definitely going to do, and obviously, I think we did speak about the straw mod, but if we're going to do animals, we're going to have to go dairy, so we're going to be very, very production rich. We've already got quite a lot of productions already with the... Is he like stuck or what? Oh, he's gone again. That's probably because it's precision farming. It does disappear them. No, you should see it now. Yeah, you should. Yeah, it's disappeared again for some reason. So I don't know what that is about, why it keeps doing it. Right, so then we'll leave it at that, I think, and we'll get this going next session. So up to 90,492. I'm going to give it some thought about... Yeah, it's true, if we're going to do cows, we are going to pull an awful lot more. We might just, I think we might do a bit of a difference on this, and we will just stick to the sheep, and we will go with the straw mod that I was talking about. I think we'll do that as well, because I think then we've got more than enough productions. It's not the very best, but it will, obviously we've got a lot of straw, so therefore it just seems highly appropriate for this one, because we've been saving our straw ever since the beginning for seemingly no reason, because there's way too much here for just for animals. So I think the straw mod, I'd like to sort of show that on this, because we've got quite a lot of straw, so it would make us quite a lot of cash. We also need to stick another greenhouse down. I am tempted to move one of the original greenhouses and stick it down in its place. So I think we might actually do that now, and we'll shift the stuff off this one here yeah, we'll do that next time. We'll also pick this lot all up, move it all over, and we'll keep this one. Let's just do a little bit of cleanup while we've got this opportunity. Do we level or do we soften? Level would have been a better option myself, but yeah. Right, okay, so yeah, it sort of fills it back up again and goes all at a weird angle, which for a greenhouse we've seen, really, we don't need to have that at all. So I think we'll level from that point. And then we'll level it to a certain like thing for all of this, so that the greenhouse will go straight on. And we could do that now, and then next session we'll get on with doing that, I think. That should be enough. Right, so 5,000 just for that one thing. So let's stick the guar bean greenhouse down right now, and then we'll do the rest next session. At least then we've put down the route that we're going to do this. So we want the guar bean, olive and grape, large, guar bean, fantastic. Land is not owned by you. Huh? That's a bit, because it's the same standard. We'll figure this one out next time. Yeah, there's a bit more to this than we actually think. So, yeah. So all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.